Hello everyone, welcome to my channel and today's topic of discussion is adsorption at liquid interface. What are learning objectives of this video? After going through this video, learners will be able to understand surface active agent and HLB, determination of HLB and soluble monomolecular film. Let's see what is meaning of adsorption at liquid interface. Some of the molecule has tendency to occupy at surface or interface and that type of adsorption is called as positive adsorption. While some of the solute molecules or ion are partitioned in favor of the bulk or a liquid, this is termed as the negative adsorption. That means positive adsorption is when if you add some molecule and their tendency to cover the surface or interface, they are called as positive adsorption and they reduces surface tension or interfacial tension. And opposite to it, if added solute or ion molecule get dissolved and it partition in favor of bulk, that lead to increase in surface tension or interfacial tension. It is called as negative adsorption. As we discussed that addition of sodium chloride, it leads to increase in surface tension or interfacial tension because it gets dissociated, it gets solubilized and it changes the bulk property of a liquid molecule. That is, it changes the cohesive force between liquid molecule. So it leads to change in surface tension or interfacial tension. Next is surface active agent. Diagrammatically, surface active agents are represented as sphere and cylinder. Spherical portion of surface active agent represent hydrophilic group and cylindrical portion represents hydrophobic group. The hydrocarbon chain are straight because of rotation around carbon-carbon bond bands, coils and twist. So, what is meaning of surface active agent? So, surface active agents are substances which are amphiphilic in nature. They consist of both polar group and non-polar group and they have affinity towards polar as well as non-polar solvent. So, when surface active agents are added into solution, they get distributed at the interface depending upon the hydrophilic and lipophilic group, and because of their nature to cover the surface they have tendency to reduce surface tension or interfacial tension. If we consider water only in a beaker with contact with the atmosphere, so when we add surface active agent into water, the spherical portion, that is hydrophilic head, will face towards the water and lipophilic tail will face towards the atmosphere. So depending upon the oil phase and water phase, they occupy themselves. Hydrophilic group will be towards the hydrophilic phase and lipophilic phase will be towards the lipophilic phase. And they cover the surface or interface and they reduces the surface or interfacial tension. Next is hydrophilic lipophilic balance scale. So this is an arbitrary scale which divides surface active agent into different class depending upon their hydrophilicity and lipophilicity. This is an arbitrary scale which is devised by Griffin. So as we can see in diagram, HLB scale consists of value from 0 to 20. So as the value in HLB scale increases, hydrophilicity increases. For example, less the value of in HLB scale, more the lipophilicity. So as we can see in the HLB scale, value between 3 to 8, they are called as water in oil emulsifying agent. And value between 9 to 16, they are called as oil in water type of emulsifying agent. So, higher the HLB value, more the lipophilicity. So, if we consider example of spun, which is having low HLB value, they are considered as lipophilic and they are generally considered as water in oil type of emulsifying agent. And twin, which is having higher HLB value, they are considered as hydrophilic in nature. As we can see, detergents, they also have higher HLB value. Next is determination of HLB. First method for calculation of HLB of surfactant is for non-ionic surfactant. So when surfactants having hydrophilic portion which have only polyoxyethylene group, in that case we can use equation HLB is equal to E divided by 5. So there E stands for percentage of ethylene oxide present into surfactant. Next is for polyhydric alcohol fatty acids ester, for example glyceryl monostearate. Equation is HLB is equal to 20 1 minus S by A. So S is equal to saponification number, A is equal to acid number of fatty acids. Third method is surfactant with no saponification number. For example, beeswax, lanolin. We can use equation HLB is equal to E plus P divided by 5. E is the percentage weight of ethylene oxide and P is percentage by weight of polyhydric alcohol group in the molecule. Next method is structure of surfactant is divided in different component group and each group is designated with a number. So equation we use is HLB is equal to summation of hydrophilic group minus summation of lipophilic group plus 7. So for example, if we consider this structure, in this molecule is having or this group is having value of 38.7. CH3 is having value 0.475 and CH2 again it is having value 0.475. So this group is considered as hydrophilic, this carbon chain is considered as the lipophilic. So 38.7 minus multiplied with the 12 plus 7. So 40 is HLB value of this surfactant. Now next is required HLB. What is meaning of required HLB? So if we consider to prepare emulsion stable in nature, we have to use surface active agent with specific HLB, and as sometimes we have to mix the two surfactant to get the specific HLB. And how we can calculate that specific HLB, that we need this HLB to prepare emulsion stable. So every lipophilic group in emulsion have some required designated HLB value. If we consider, for example, beeswax, its required HLB is 9. Lanolin, its required HLB is 12. So depending upon the required HLB of lipophilic group and their proportion in emulsion, we have to use surface active agent with that specific HLB. So required HLB is equal to fraction of HLB A plus 1 minus fraction of HLB B to make emulsion stable in nature. Next is soluble monomolecular film. So what is meaning of soluble monomolecular film? When substances are added into water, they spread on the surface. As its concentration increases, molecules progressively get accumulated at the surface. And at specific concentration, the surface is completely covered with the monomolecular film of the added surface and they start absorbing into a bulk. So what is practical application of soluble monomolecular film? So it is used for preparation of stable emulsion. If film produced by surface active agent surrounding the oil droplet, if it is not compact, in that case, emulsion will be unstable in nature. That means it may develop phase separation and coagulations into formulation. So film should be compact in nature and it should also be flexible in nature. Another practical application is for detergency and for wetting effect. That means detergency and wetting effect depend upon the amount of substance absorbed on the surface. So this is the practical application of soluble monomolecular film. And for soluble film, we generally determine three parameters. First one is surface tension, second one is surface excess, and third one is concentration of amphiphiles into a bulk. So surface tension is, we can determine surface tension by using any of the methods which we have discussed. Surface excess is amount of surfactant that are present on the surface or interface. They are considered as the surface excess. And concentration of amphiphiles in bulk meaning is concentration or amount of surface active agent present into a bulk. So subtraction of surface concentration and bulk concentration will provide surface excess and amphifiles in a bulk. So if we consider the equation, gamma is equal to minus A2 divided by RT d gamma by dA2. This is called as the Gibbs equation, and that can be used for determination of surface excess and change in surface tension. So gamma is considered as a moles of solute absorbed per unit area of surface or interface. R is considered as a gas constant, T is temperature constant, d gamma is change in a surface tension, dA2 is considered as a change in a solute activity at activity A2, and surface excess is the amount of amphiphile per unit area of surface in excess of that of the bulk liquid. So what is this activity or solute activity coefficient? So solute activity coefficient is sum of the substance has tendency to get dissociated, and when solution are concentrated in nature, in place of terminology concentration, we generally use activity coefficient. Next is for dilute solution of non-electrolyte, activity term is replaced by solute concentration. So equation is same, just A is replaced with the C. When substance does not have tendency to get dissociate, they can be termed as terminologic concentration, and A is replaced with C. And if we integrate the equation, we'll have this equation. So main point is this. So soluble monomolecular film, if we add surfactant into a solution, they have tendency to cover the surface, and when they completely cover the surface tension reduces from point A to B. At this point, surface is completely covered with a surfactant. Now from this, as the concentration of surfactant increases, the surfactant goes into a bulk. And at this point, there is no change in a surface tension because surfactant will start producing micelles. Micelles are what? Micelles are aggregation of the surfactant molecule. So this graph indicates that initially there is no surface active agent present. So this is the surface tension value of the solution. When surfactant are added, they cover the surface, and as they cover the surface, it reduces the surface tension up to this. When surface is completely covered, they start switching into a bulk, but this point it will reduces the surface tension, and at this point it is called as the CMC, that is critical micelle concentration. And at critical micelle concentration, surfactant get aggregated and they produces micelle, and after this there is no change in a surface tension because surface is completely covered with the surface active agent. So further reduction in a surface tension is not possible. If we plot a graph of this linear portion of the line, we can calculate gamma by multiplying the slope with 2.303 RT. So with this, I conclude my video. Thank you everyone for listening my video.